Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Anchor Watch, our weekly late night below deck chat where we take over Up and Adam's channel to recap our favorite show. But also, guys, Bravo's highest rated show, which is Below Deck. And we're so excited to be back. Guys, we had so many technical difficulties coming into this, and this always happens when I haven't been on here in forever. So first of all, I'm excited to be back, but also we have a new co-host tonight, which I'm really excited about. Gelsey will be joining us in just a minute, but I just want to say hi to everyone. Guys, I hope you guys can hear me. Okay. Just give me a little check in the live chat. Just give me a little check. We're good? Are we good? Okay. We love it. We love it. We're here. We're ready to go. Okay, guys, welcome back. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for constantly reaching out and saying, where's Anchor Watch? We brought it back to the YouTube for a little bit. And to the podcast for a little bit, but then decided that we needed to bring it back here because it's so fun to interact with you guys and talk to you guys as we are doing the show. So we have a poll running in the live chat. Rate the show. There's 1 anchor or 4 anchors. I think the options are, let's see, 4 anchors are Fraser and Kerry, the new dream team. 3 anchors, strong start, loving it. 2 anchors is meh, I'm watching for the drama. And then 1 anchor is, where the hell is Captain Lee? We'll get into that in a second too, because we have a lot to talk about. Okay, guys. So we have a lot coming up here on Up and Adam. As you guys know, sometimes when I'm not here with Adam, I'm working behind the scenes, and we have a couple of people who have just joined our team. And I'm so excited. I don't think many of you know this, but I want to give a big, big congratulations to Adam and anyone who has helped us get to where we are today, because it is today, 5 years on YouTube, Up and Adam. And in 5 years, I mean, countless interviews. There's 100 and something interviews, exclusive interviews we've done since 2020. As you know, we did bigger interviews like the Jen Shaw or Fallon or Mary Cosby's parents that ended up on Good Morning America and the Today Show and all kinds of fun shit, but you guys, the community here has really driven us to where we are today. And every once in a while, we have to change it up and keep it interesting. And we are in one of those every once in a while moments right now. So we do have a lot coming up, guys. If you haven't visited already, upandadamlive.com is our new hub for everything Up and Adam, everything Bravo, everything behind the scenes. We're going to be getting a lot of members only content going this summer as we are hunkered down in our home, which I'm so excited about. It's so nice to be home for once. But go to upandadamlive.com, sign up. It's completely free. We have a lot of articles. You can listen to the podcast or watch YouTube straight from the URL, straight from upandadamlive.com. Plus, we tried this before. We tried a watch party before, guys. Okay. We tried a watch party and we couldn't do it because we wanted to watch with you. We wanted to film it, but you can't really play the shows live and watch at the same time. So, because the video gets taken down, there are legal issues. But we will have a live chat, an interactive live chat on the website. So during the show, every single show, 5 minutes before the show, the live chat will go live on upandadamlive.com, and you'll be able to talk through the whole show with all of us. All our contributors will be there. From me, Gelsey, who's joining us tonight, Joanne, who is in London, Lexi, Tyler, and Angel will all be there. So it's just a lot of fun. I'm really, really, really excited for that. But before we get started, we have to introduce our new co-host. Now, a lot of you have been asking, where is Josh? Well, guys, Josh is busy. He is a big boy with some kids, but he will be joining us here on the show every once in a while. So if I can't make it or Gelsey can't make it, he will jump on and join us, and I cannot wait. Guys, thank you for joining us. We already have 120 in the room. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And let's welcome our very new co-host, Gelsey. Hi, Gelsey.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, same. This is insane. I'm trying to bring up all of the chat, but my chat has been lost in guys, so I'm not seeing a lot of the chat, but We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. So how are you? Welcome to Anchor Watch and welcome to the Up and Adam community. I'm so excited to have you.
Oh, I am just absolutely thrilled to be here. I've obviously been a huge fan of the channel since day one. I can't believe it's been 5 years, and I'm so excited to talk
And
about
you were there.
I was there. I remember when Adam first came to me and said, "Hey, I have this idea for YouTube," and I was dabbling with YouTube, and he's like, "I have questions for you," and now he's YouTube king. So I cannot believe what it's become. I'm so happy.
Seriously, it's insanity, but we all have a great community. But there's kind of like a little VIP exclusive community here on Up and Adam, and that is the Anchor Watch guys. So, we have a lot of fun here. Usually, I just want to teach you now. When we come on to Anchor Watch, we have a dinger. And we got to ring our dinger. So you have to find a dinger.
This is, I'm not sponsored by Poppy, but Poppy. Everyday soda with healthy vibes. I don't know. I will be drinking champagne from here on out. Don't you worry.
Oh God,
just
please.
Week.
Join me, girl. I don't want to be left out.
Oh, no.
Listen, Gelsey, I know I got you on Below Deck. You've been catching up on some seasons. I know we watched Below Deck Down Under together this whole last season. And now season 12 of Below Deck is finally back. I don't even know. So I asked the live chat. We have a poll going, right? So I want to just go on that poll really quick and check it out. I'm going to end it right now and see how you guys felt. Guys, woo, you guys are a tough crowd. So 41% says we're off to a good start. 3 anchors. 34% says Fraser and Kerry, or Fraser, sorry, and Kerry are the new dream team. 6% says Met, and 16% are like, where the fuck is Captain Lee? Do you know Captain Lee?
Not as well as the other captains. That's probably the captain I'm least familiar with, but I have heard through a version you've given me.
Okay, well, here, I'm going to go to this because I had some people who have reached out or even commented that they are not watching, and I'm not trying to call anybody out, okay? But Lisa, I hope to prove you wrong. Lisa says on our comments earlier, Below Deck was done when Kate and Captain Lee left. Just saying. And I get it, because Captain Lee was like the OG guy. He was the guy with the one-liners. He was like the guy. But the show evolves, and sometimes it's hard because you miss like your old OG people. But for someone like you and a couple of other my friends who are just coming into the show now, they're finding their own people to connect with. So I want to ask you, compared to Below Deck Down Under, because you just finished that, and you just finished season 11 of Below Deck.
I did.
Captain Jason, Kerry, how are you feeling about our current captains?
I love them both. I think they're a lot different in a sense that I think Captain Lee was a lot more stern and strict, and Captain Sandy kind of had that same vibe. But I think we're going into a new version of captaining, or a different category, where they're amazing leaders, but they're a lot more team players. It seems like they're actually like they're with their team. I mean, I love how much Captain Kerry helps. Like when they're loading on bags, he's like, what can I do to help? In season 11, when they were down 2 members and a deckhand, he was with them, bringing on provisions, bringing on luggage. And that honestly won me over. I was like, this is a fucking great leader, because he's willing to get there in his team to make the whole thing successful. And I love that.
Oh, 1,000%. Like he is, I think he's great. I'm a little biased with Captain Kerry. He used to be our neighbor in Palm Beach Gardens. So like, I love him. And if you guys missed it, we did like a live fundraiser with Captain Kerry about 2 years ago or 3 years ago now? I can't remember. And we raised a lot of money for the Children's Museum down in Jensen Beach. He is incredible. He's such a great guy and a great captain. And guys, I know you've been asking, like, where is Josh and Captain Sean? Gelsey is friends with Captain Sean as well. She's actually friends with Josh. Josh, Gelsey, and I used to perform in Cirque du Soleil together. So this is kind of our little circus weirdo crew, It's that little crew. Sean will be here either next week or the week after. Again, guys, we try to get them on all the time, but it happens. I do, Cindy, want to bring this up because I actually saw your comment earlier on Adam's one of the comments, I think. Did you see on Watch What Happens Live where Captain Jason said Kate Chastain was dismissive of him and hurt his feelings? Was that Captain Jason, or was that Captain Kerry, guys? What's really crazy is I got to meet Kate Chastain 2 years, a year and a half ago at BravoCon, we went to this like 2 T's in a pod party podcast thing, which I think I've told you about.
Mhm.
And she came up and she's like, "Up and Adam," and then she's like, "Jason, Anchor Watch," and I was like, "How do you know me? Like what?" You know, but it's a small little crew. But I didn't get that from her. I didn't get that. But you haven't seen any seasons with Kate, have you?
No, I haven't.
Well,
Maybe that's what I'll do is
you're
binge watch.
you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat for sure. For sure. Okay, let's jump into this
Okay.
because we have a lot
It's
to
good.
talk about.
It's good. Oh my God.
Gelsey, if you had to rate this episode, this premiere episode, after just watching Below Deck season 11 and Below Deck
Mhm.
Down Under season 3, what would you rate this introduction to this new episode?
As an intro episode, honestly, I'm gonna go with like an 8.7. It's a good starter. We're getting a great introduction to not only the crew members, but like they've already just served us a hot pile of shit. Like it's amazing. It's a shit show already, and that's what we're here for: is the drama, and not only watching the drama, but also watching them overcome the obstacles, because that's what being a professional yachtie is all about. And I'm like already popcorn. I'm like, oh god, this is so great. I can already foresee where things are gonna go, and it's gonna be great.
Wait, where do you think this is going to go? I mean,
Oh my
Below Deck is just a family show, Gelsey. What are you talking about?
I know. Well, I mean, it's kind of cheating because they give the little previews, but like I love
Of
to
course.
see, like, I love to guess who's gonna hook up. That's always the favorite game. And I know we're all
Ooh,
thinking it. So
what? Okay, but okay, and from just like just watching, because we have
mhm,
a different kind of crew this season that I do want to give a shout out to
mhm,
production and Bravo.
love it.
We have we have we have a brand new crew, right? Um, and I just don't want to mistake names here because we're all learning the names here. We're all learning the
Mhm,
names. But Fraser, Barbara, and
mhm.
Jess are all openly LGBTQ plus. So happy Pride, guys. And what's so funny is yachting in the world is actually very inclusive, and there is a lot of everyone in the yachting world, but it's never showcased. And occasionally we've seen in the past, like maybe a gay stew or maybe, a lesbian deckhand. But I mean, why does it have to be that? I'm not saying that. But like we have a full crew of queer people, and it's kind of
Everything.
fun.
I know. And so
Everything.
that's just like it can go so many different ways. And with alcohol, I mean, obviously, if there's already a female gay deckhand and a female gay stew, I'm like, well, even if they didn't, even if on land you don't like each other, there's something called ship goggles. Cause I did work on cruise ships for multiple years in my younger years performing, and ship goggles and yachts are a little different, but it's still a boat, are a real thing. People that maybe you wouldn't find attractive on land start to become looking real tasty after a couple days or weeks on the ocean, let me tell you. And that's what's going to happen. So obviously, we got two females that I'm like already.
I mean, you can see it, right? You're like
Oh yeah.
scoping it out. I'm like, you
Oh my
guys,
god.
like already
Jess
they're
was already.
laughing together.
Oh, and Jess already said she's like, I like stews and I like stews that speak different languages. I was like, oh, hello.
I do want to say I want to get into some first impressions of our
Mhm.
new crew and cast, because I actually think this is a phenomenal start. Like, there's no one like right off the bat I really dislike, except the chef, but we'll talk about him in a
I
minute.
know. Me too. I was like,
Below Deck never starts like this. Below Deck never starts with, here, let me see if I can bring up a photo really quick. We never start with this because I thought I was watching the wrong show last night.
mhm.
When this came up and it said London, and I'm like, London? Why the hell are we in London? Is the boat in London? What's going on? And really, they were just showing Fraser. And I was like, this is a big moment. This is
Mhm.
different. We've never focused on a chief stew directly like this, and Captain Kerry. And for once, I kind of feel like Captain Kerry and Fraser are kind of really taking the reins, because Captain Kerry, this is his second season as the captain.
Mhm.
And, he's like, this is my show now. And Fraser is like, I am in this show. We are a team. We're going to work together and we're going to bring it to the next level, which I thought was really cool. But we've never seen the cast meet before they get on the boat. So what were your thoughts on that?
I loved it. It was a brilliant shakeup, like as a producer standpoint, Bravo standpoint. It's like now we're on our 12th season. You got to start doing things a little differently, or else it just kind of feels the same. But I love that they could get to know each other socially first and in their own clothing. I know that sounds so silly, but to meet people in a work environment in uniforms paints such a different picture of someone versus what their own clothing is with a little bit of alcohol. So I think it's a really brilliant way, for them to like get closer and get to meet before it's work time. And I also think it's a great way to already start mixing things up with alcohol and sexual attractions. So I love that they
Uh,
did that.
yeah, and also for the viewer, right? We're like getting to know the personalities, we're getting to know the
Mhm.
characters, and we're kind of like, okay, what the fuck's gonna happen here? Because it's crazy. And then to me, also Fraser taking the reins is conducting like a, hey, join my party. Let me ask you questions. Let me get to know you. He's like doing the work for us. So as a
Mhm.
viewer, I'm like, huh, what does Fraser think of these new people? Because it's kind of interesting. It's
Oh,
really kind of
I
interesting.
yeah, I would love to get into his brain of we all love the prissy London with a couple alcohol drinks. I'm like, "Oh, you are such a catty bitch when you drink," and I love it. And he gets real
Uh,
catty when he drinks. I'm like, let's be leadership." Like season 11, I was like, "Hello, like, can we be a boss?" But no, I'm here for it.
I think we're going to see a different Fraser this
Mhm,
season. I think we're going to see the Fraser that I think he's wanted to show this whole
mhm,
time that he's been on the show, which is what 3-4 seasons.
mhm.
Um, and then I think we're just going to see that leadership side of him. I think it's going to be kind of fun. Mac team, thank you so much for the super chat, guys. We appreciate a tip around here. A big tip is always welcome because here at Anchor Watch we're all about the tip. So we appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, I want to jump into this crew, and guys, please in the live chat be ruthless. I want to know what you think, and Gelsey, I really, really want to know what you think.
Oh, I'm
Um,
ruthless.
because we have a crew. So I guess we should start with the captain, which we already said.
Love,
We're good to go
love.
on him. Love, cool. So the
Yeah.
next most important person besides the chef, which we will wait on until the very end, is our chief stew Fraser, who I think we said they're taking the reins here, right?
Mhm. I
How
think
do you
he's
think
really
this season's going to go for him?
I think it's gonna go well. I mean, obviously stuff's gonna go crazy and there's gonna be drama, but I think not only is Fraser growing as a leader, just even from last season to this season, you can just see the confidence and like runs the boat very well. But I think under Captain Kerry specifically, is where the growth is gonna go because that's where the dream team is. Captain Kerry's a great leader, and even in season 11, pushed Fraser to be a better leader with Barbie and not firing her, and kind of separating personal issues. And I think that's where it's just gonna even blossom more. So I'm excited to see where things go with Fraser.
And it's funny that you're actually, watching season 11 right now. You're almost done
I
with it,
know.
right?
Yeah, I'm almost
I
done.
think you're gonna go binge it after this. You're gonna go
I
finish it.
am.
So I'm curious to see like what you think moving on to the differences between like season 11 Fraser and season 12 Fraser.
Mhm.
Okay, let's move on here. I'm just gonna kind of go like not in order, but what do you think about KO here, our new
I'm
bosun?
I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. Like off the bat, I get a very
Let me know
yeah,
why.
I
I need
wasn't a
to know
huge fan.
why.
I was like, okay, we can like maybe like put the hair back a little more for professionalism. I'm big on image, just because it's a 5-star standard yachting industry. I also did dip my toe into 5-star Forbes standard resort service. I worked at a resort for a summer, and I think there is a standard we expect, which I'm going to bring up a few times with these people. But there is I want to like him, but there's just this cocky energy, which is a huge turnoff for me personally
Oof.
and professionally. And with the luggage thing, a little bit, it's kind of like were they told that this was the situation because they were doing a tender thing, but that was kind of a huge, huge miss. Whether, some people want to blame Captain Kerry, which I saw in the comments, but I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
think that this is the bosun's responsibility, and that should have been on the list of it's embark day with a new charter guest, and where is the luggage, how are we going to deal with it, that it should be a massive thing on his checklist, and that's just a big no-no on day one.
You know what's
So
crazy though? It's because we saw Captain Carrie and Selene, who we'll get to in a second, who is one of our stews, go and pick up the guests, right? Obviously, the luggage is not going to go with them. There's no room on the damn boat. So
No.
you would think that there would be like another boat around, but who missed that communication? Who
I
was it?
know.
Kerry, who was like, did you not read my mind and take the boat behind me? Or was that said and we missed it somewhere?
That is the thing. There are things that, like, remember, we are watching edited TV. So sometimes if it's like this was missed, it's like maybe they didn't edit that in on purpose. So that is a good
That's
point to bring up. But a little bit, I was
Bravo
like,
101.
I know. Like a little bit, I think Captain Carey, maybe when he got to the boat, should have been like, hey, by the way, don't forget. But, he kind of said, he's like, that's not my responsibility. This is a basic bosun responsibility. And you should have done it without me having to tell you. So
Absolutely.
I'm
I don't
waiting
know.
to form my opinion on him. I'm not sold either way on him yet.
So it's funny. I watched the episode last night and I watched some clips of it today. Kind of just like went back through it. And I was like, okay, let me see what I think about KO here. Cause I'm like, he looks the part, right? And you want to love him, right? He has that Brazilian, like, fun energy.
Yeah.
But he does, like, kind of give me like, I think you're gonna go left, girl. Like, I think he's the one who might be the mess. I mean, we all know Kyle is going to be the mess. Okay. We all get he's going to be the mess. We'll get to that in a second. But I think this one here might go left. I don't know why. I just get this kind of intuition. And with Bravo, I'm usually wrong, like with Housewives and shit. But with Below Deck, I'm usually right. So I don't know.
I don't know. At first, I thought you were going to say the one that's going to get fired, but I'm just really going to quick. Lauren here in the comments did say the bosun who looks like a sheepdog needs to go. And I said the same thing. I was like, there is a professionalism with image on yachting, in my opinion, that needs to be held. And
it's like working for Disney. You got to have your hair the right way. You have to. But this is why you're here.
No, but there is a professionalism, which I'm going to get into a couple of the girls' tattoos, which I think tattoos are fine, but there was a few I had a problem with. Call me old school.
Okay.
But, and that was, it was Barbara. Barbara's tattoos on her arms were okay, but she has a tattoo right here across her chest. What does it say? Like, live, I'm blanking on what it says. It's a little.
I don't know. And I don't know if I have another photo of her to bring up with. I'm going to find. Yes. Yes.
And it doesn't. I know we're in an age now, and I think tattoos are great and I love them. And I know we're moving forward now with tattoos being more accepted, i.e. at Disney, you can now have tattoos as a cast member, which is a huge thing. And again, they're more common, but there's just certain tattoos, I think, from any chest, neck, face in a 5-star service environment, they either should have to be put makeup on or covered or shouldn't have them. Do
you think, and this is a question totally, I think for like Captain Sean too, do you think that kind of rule is up to the yacht owners? Because it's their boat they're presenting to people.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not sure. That would be something for Captain Sean. We can ask him if it's up to the yacht owners, or if they hire a trustworthy captain and it's up to the captain. I don't know.
Oof. Yeah. Anyway, I have to say, with tattoos aside, I like Barbara. I think she's kind of like a good person.
I like her too.
I also don't. I think either her or, let me just bring her Selene up. Either her or Selene is going. One of them is going this season, because I don't think this is going to work out at all. And the way they're going back and forth in like T-minus fucking 2 minutes, they're like.
And their roommates. Okay, let's talk about Selene though, because this girl. Chaotic. Oh my God, like, look at that. She doesn't even know. My problem is, it's not even that she doesn't even know how to work on a yacht and doesn't know anything about yachting. She doesn't know how to clean like a toilet or a mirror. She's like, do I use the Lysol to clean the mirrors? I was like, oh God, girl, no. Windex. Like,
girl, no.
I was like, she doesn't know how to do life. Like, someone needs to teach her the basics. Don't get me wrong. She's cute as can be. Everyone's already obviously got the hots for her. And her personality.
I mean, she has 20 something days in yachting, right? Which apparently she worked in a shipyard, which is not really whatever. And then before that, Selene, her name is Selene Favreau. She was on Love Island, which ours premiered tonight, by the way, on Peacock. I think there's a little delay, Peacock said, but ours premiered tonight, but she just came off fresh of Love Island. So she's that kind of person who I don't think she realizes she's on TV. You know what I mean?
Yes. Or she's
Those people?
still acting like Love Island TV, which is a different persona, different energy. I don't know. She just doesn't understand that she came to actually work hard. I think she thinks I'm on another reality TV show where it's like, no, girl, you got to get on your hands and knees and scrub the toilet. Like yachting is hard.
It is hard. And that's what people don't understand. It's like, they're on this for 6 weeks. Some people who work in charter seasons, I have a lot of friends in yachting, as do you. And some of them, they go for 6 weeks, they go for 3 months. And it's not all, as Lisa Vanderpump says, it's not all diamonds and rosé, girl. Like, someone has to wipe the shit out of the toilet. That is going to be you, Celine. So learn what tools to use to wipe the shit up, okay?
But the thing is, I was just watching, I understand she's fresh to yachting, but I was like, but if I went on the yacht with 1 day of experience, I would be more with it than her.
Oof. It wouldn't take much.
No. It's cleaning.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, she doesn't have.
I mean, listen, Adam can't clean shit, but I know he'd be able to do it on a boat. You know what I mean? I don't want to give him shit. Sorry.
Sorry, Adam.
He's in bed.
But I like
Sleepy Al said,
energy. I like her positive, like, hyper puppy. It's good TV.
It's funny because sometimes you have someone who is green, who is just like a sponge, right? Who just comes into a situation or like a charter like this and and just like takes it in, right? But her sponge is not receiving the signals, I think. Like, it's just not receiving.
No.
And I wonder if she'll find her footing in like service and like with people, maybe.
I still see a lot of disaster happening. I still see her doing a lot of mistakes in service, being it serving the wrong thing or doing things that are just so basic, like, oh my God, you can't serve this way. Or I can't think of anything, like whether it be reaching across or just basic mistakes in service.
Knowing how to set a table.
Or spilling drinks or dropping trays. I see all of this happening in her future. Or doing things or saying things in front of the guests. I mean, we've already seen in the preview, Rainbow gets on her and is like, you can't drink with them. And she's like, huh? Like, I think she's going to get caught up in the party of the charter guests and not understand.
1,000%. You just came off Love Island. You are here you're thinking you're coming on here. And I bet $1 million. The producers are like, yeah, it's just like Love Island, except a yacht. And then they're like, why aren't you working? Like, what's going on?
Yep.
Like that's how I think they work. And I love them for that, just to give us good TV. It's brilliant. Sleepy House says, I'm new to the Below Deck franchise. I just started with the Down Under series and I love it. Sleepy House, check out this season 2. Down Under has had 3 amazing seasons, especially last season. It was really good. It was one of my favorites. And guys, there's 175 in the room. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and push the notification bell so you know when we go live. All right. Okay. No more YouTubey things right now. So we were talking of Rainbow, who is our new second stew.
Love her.
Thoughts?
Love her. She knows her shit. She's here to work. She's like, I work hard and I earn my living. She's like, I work till I die. Like, her work ethic is the perfect mentality for yachting. Perfect. Is it going to get bitchy? I don't know. Those are things that we won't find out, until the season prolongs. But right away, I was like, she is solid. She's going to hold these charters afloat. She's going to be the saving grace.
She is a good second stew to be with Fraser. And as you just saw on Below Deck Down Under season 3, it took Lara, what, 3/4 of the season to name a second stew?
Oh my God.
That's why her team was not functioning.
Don't get me started with Lara.
Well, we won't see her back because Daisy is taking her place next season on Below Deck Down Under from Below Deck Sailing Yacht. It took her a long time to get a second stew and to kind of get her order of how things fucking run on the boat. And that's why I think it took a long time for her team to get shit together. That's just my opinion, though.
I will say the only thing I did like that Lara did, and whether this was her call or just how that boat ran versus these 2 seasons, 11 and 12, of what I'm seeing on Below Deck, is the dinner service. I loved on Down Under how when it was service time, she would even have deck hands. Everyone's in blacks. Can I come help run plates? And all the plates were placed at the exact same time, as it should be when you're paying that much money. Again, I'm sorry. I think
no, you know what? You bring up a very valid you bring up such a valid point, Gelsey, because people pay so much money for these charters. Some of these charters can go from anywhere from like on a smaller, not so great yacht, 85,000 to up to like $400,000 for the week. For the
Mhm.
week.
Mhm.
Like, what kind of
And I
1%
don't
money? Why don't I have that?
I know. I'm like, "Can I go on a yacht, please? Who's gonna
Are we not
pay?"
doing Anchor Watch enough? Like,
No, but it's the thing is like I think some of these guests take I'm paying this much and I expect some of these charter guests have a huge stick up their ass and I really dislike them. I don't think you should be entitled and bark at the crew. And it's like I know what it's like to be in service. A lot of us do. And I know what it's like
yeah,
to be
yeah.
served. And I think there should be a happy medium. There should be an understanding of yes, things are going to go wrong. And there's been some, we all know, very difficult charter guests. But when you're paying that much, there is an expected standard. And there's just some things that fall a little short, in my opinion. And that's one simple thing that I loved on Down Under is that the whole boat came together for service. The deck team wasn't off dicking
Oh,
around.
yeah.
They're struggling to get plates on the table. They all
Even
really
with their
worked
shit in the background,
Yes. Oh, it was
like
like a
they
shit
came, they're like,
show.
hold on.
And it was like every plate was placed at the exact same moment, and it was beautiful. And then now I'm watching these ones, and I'm like, why aren't we doing that? And I see the deckhands outside screwing around during dinner service, and I'm like, okay, we could help each other out here and make a
Yeah,
better,
I
well-rounded.
think too, it's like the show must go on. You and I have worked in a group of people, anywhere from like 50 to 70 people of a cast, right? You and I have both been in shows of a cast from like 14 to 16 different nationalities from all
Mhm.
over the world with different disciplines, and we all come together to make a show happen. But we all have each other's back during the show.
Yes.
We might not like each other off stage, but we fucking make it work,
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you
And when
tip
someone's out sick, it's like people step into different positions, like you said, to help out, and we're
because this is waiting for you at the end. That tip
like,
relies on everybody's service, down to whoever's bringing the plates, down to the chef, which is a very important part because food is very important, and down to like what kind of uh, time they had. It's it's crazy. It's crazy.
I
Yes,
know.
guys. So really quick, Mary said, thank you for the tea. Let me just tell you guys, Below Deck, Down Under season 4, I think they just finished filming, if I'm not mistaken. I think they just finished filming. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City were on a charter in Below Deck, Down Under season 4, which we are going to get probably, I don't know, after the holidays, I would assume, like this year. But Daisy from Below Deck Sailing Yacht will be our new chief stew with Captain Jason. And Chef Ben, one of our OG chefs and a lot of people's favorite chefs, my sister's favorite chef, is back. And I never thought we would see him back on TV, but he is here and he is good TV as well. So I think we're going to see a lot of crossovers. I even think we might see some old cast members who made their names for themselves doing the show come back, which would be
Ooh.
kind of cool. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go through that. Let's finish this cast because I'm really
Okay.
curious your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on Damo here.
Okay, so my initial instinct is like you don't want to love him because you're like, oh my god, you're just like a fuck off boy, but I honestly I love him, and he is someone that I'm like we would be such good friends because he seems like he's gonna work really hard and do his job, but also dick around and make the best fun of it as he can, as it seems. And he kind of knows he's like, I have Peter Pan syndrome. And once he said that, I was like, okay, he's aware. He's self-aware that he's like that and that he's kind of wanting to be this everlasting frat boy. And I'm okay with that. I've unfortunately dated Peter Pan syndrome men, and that's why I was like,
okay with
oh God. But he
Oh,
knows it. He's
I've met those men you've dated, Gelsey.
like horrible. But he's not, that's what I'm like. And he's not someone I would want to like have a serious relationship with, kind of a guy, but I'm like, he would be someone that I would have so much fun with. And like I would want to be on a charter with him, working
I
next
mean,
to me.
he has chaotic energy for sure.
But I kind of
And
love it.
I love it too, because here I feel like he self-proclaimed that he has Peter Pan syndrome, right? So
Yeah.
he knows he's chaotic. He knows he's a mess. I think he's going to be a mess, but I think
Mhm.
he knows when to turn it off at the right time. And I
Yes.
think that's where him and Kyle might be different, because Kyle is our other deckhand who
I
you are now
know.
watching on season 11, and who
I,
Fraser, this is the tea you would get if you go to upandadamlive.com, guys. Fraser went on Us Weekly and spilled the tea, saying that Kyle, which we've seen in the preview, not only, okay, not only sleeps with a charter guest, but he sleeps with a married charter guest while the husband is there.
I can't believe that. I can't see, and it's like I
What?
was devastated to hear that because I was like, "Come on, Kyle." I like Kyle because I like Kyle the same way I like Damo. Like in season 11, he works. You don't really ever have a problem with him, but when they're out to party, he's a fun time. And I kind of liked
Sure.
him and Barbie's little cute relationship, even though that kind of obviously didn't work out for obvious reasons. But
Right,
I
right.
was a fan of Kyle, and I was excited that he's coming back because he's fun to watch. But at the end of the day, he does do his job, but it makes for good TV. And I just was like, man, you're just like really messing up by sleeping with a charter guest. I was just like, don't do that, dude. And I like him and Damo together. They're fun. They're kind of like our little frat boys together again that are going to
Yeah,
be
they're
on the
like our little,
like
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
love that. But like you said, I think they're just professionally going to go opposite ways. And I think Damo will be able to hold himself and know when to hold the line. And Kyle just unfortunately doesn't. And I think he's still young. I think the difference is Damo's older and he's like, I want to stay young, and Kyle's just young and kind of an idiot.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. This is what I love about this community here on Anchor Watch, guys. You guys know you're below deck. So Chef Ryan and Chef Mila weren't great at cooking meals. Chef Mila was making like boxed meals, right? I think it's something on Below Deck Med. Oh my God,
So
horrible. She lasted like 2 minutes. Probably like this chef is gonna last. Chef Ryan, though, I do have to say, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Okay. I made Adam interview him because I think he got a bad edit. And that a lot of people use that as an excuse. But I got to meet him. I really like him. He opened a restaurant in Miami. It's doing really well. I don't think he's as bad as he was made out to be. I don't think he knew what he was signing up for. But maybe I'm just giving him excuses because I like him. But
I do think that some of these chefs are really good, but they're not good on yachts. There's a difference.
But Serena is.
Yes.
You have no food has been sent back from Serena.
No,
she might be crazy. She might have drama.
Unstable, but she's a good yachting chef. She can pump out the masks.
We said on the podcast too. I think it was the podcast you and I did together on the podcast. No one is seeing what she's actually doing. Like they're so focused on that Lara drama, which is great TV. Don't get me wrong, but like I think we missed this whole season. Every plate that went out, everything that went out was incredible.
Yeah, and she's feeding the crew, and she did have a sous chef. Like that makes a huge difference. But even with a sous chef, the work never ends. It is a lot of work, and you are not only pumping out every single meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, not just feeding them, but at a 5-star, Michelin star level. Every plate's supposed to be art, and you're dealing with all of these ridiculous food restrictions, which some of them I'm like, oh my God, go fuck yourself. Like, jump off the board. Like, are you serious? Like some of them I'm like,
yeah. Okay. So that's the other thing that Chef Ryan, guys, and I don't mean to get sidetracked here, but Chef Ryan, like it's something that I agreed with. If I was going on a yacht, okay, or Gelsey, let me ask you, if you were going on a yacht, right?
Yeah.
And you're paying a shit ton of money, are you like writing down like, oh, no peanuts, which I can't have, but I also don't want this kind of this and that. Don't you want the chef who makes Michelin star meals to just kind of do what he does? Like give a little bit of preference, right? Be like, I like meat, I like fish.
I don't like olives. I will eat anything.
I don't like olives, but go fucking crazy, Like,
great. And honestly, I'll pick them out. Like I just do exactly. Like if you are a chef talented enough to be here, blow me away. Let me see what you do.
100%. Guys, I'm loving you guys in the chat tonight. Guys, there's 180 in the room. Hit the like button, please, please, please. It helps us out so much. That's our tip. By the way, that's our tip. Just hit the like button. It does help us out. We'll be here every single week, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, 7:30 Pacific time, every single week to recap Below Deck, Anchor Watch. We have a lot of fun guests coming on from cast members. We have a captain coming on soon. Really wanted to get Nick from Below Deck Down Under on, but it is 4:30 in the morning in South Africa. But we can try. We can try. He's a great guy. Okay. Speaking of chefs, here's our chef for season 12, Chef Lawrence Snowden. What in the fuck is happening?
Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it.
No shit.
Like, do you not know what you signed up for? He's like, get the cameras out. You can't film me when I'm doing this. I'm like, you literally signed up to be filmed, sir. Like, let's start there. I'm like, and the fact that we
Guys.
broke the fourth wall, I can't believe that. And like, I was like, oh my God, there's a producer.
Oh, yeah, and she was trying to hide from the cameras. Did you see her do that too?
Yes.
She was like, I don't want to be here, but like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Stop talking to the cameras.
Even Captain Kerry, like when he was like, who's he talking to? He's like, production. He was like, what the like, dude, you signed up. Like, you're not supposed to talk to them. That's the whole point of a reality show. It's insane.
But I also feel like he was, and I mean, originally I thought, because we get set up by production a lot, right?
Yes.
So I'm trying to look for those setups because we got set up with the whole Vahan mess in Below Deck Down Under last season. And then it ended up being Serena and Lara. And that was in front of us too, but we didn't pay attention to it because we were too busy with that situation. So I want to know now, what is the real situation? So I'm like, is production like playing one on us right now? Are they making it look like he's going to be horrible? Is he gonna?
He stresses me out. I was so stressed.
Dude,
you need to chill out because I was like, I'm like freaking out, and I was like, you are not like, and just I to each his own. Whatever gets you through the night, religion wise, totally fine. But like, he is just like,
good for you, yeah.
Grasping on to, well, I'm religious and I'm born again Christian. You could tell he's so desperate for a thing that he's like, it's fine.
Yeah, but then he's like, fuck this, fuck that, I can't do this. It's like, I thought you were putting your faith. I thought you were putting your faith forward here. We were gonna go that direction, but you're going left.
And then he's just like, I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's good or not because it's like he couldn't even follow.
You can't tell.
Making a stake the way that
you know what he's good at though, Gelsey? That fourth wall thing, I actually fucking love. I was like, this is like the clowns coming in between acts at the circus, right? It's like, he's like, oh, the cameras. He's like, can I talk to you? And I'm like, no, dude. I'm sure this has been explained to you.
I know. I
couldn't
believe he was like, in there putting the cameras in your face. Like, I'm like, I don't understand how this was sold to you. Like, what did you think this was?
I mean,
oh my God, look, he just couldn't. And like
Tess says, oh my God, yes, Gelsey. He has an aura of stress that radiates through the television. I mean, so much so that literally I was like, my heart was going. And I'm like, why? I'm watching TV, but you're like,
I was like, this is not that deep. And I was like, why am I like freaking out right now? And I just like every time it would stop showing him, I'm like, oh, thank God. And like it really comes to the TV. And I'm like, I don't know if I can handle a season of him. Like, I'm hoping he almost doesn't last because I can't take it.
Well, I mean, speaking of Chef Lawrence, I mean, listen, the meals weren't so good. The guests were not impressed. We got past the luggage situation for sure. The guests are germaphobes. They're very particular, which I love to see on Below Deck. I love those guests that are a little more challenging, that know what they want, that want to demand things. I mean, I would if I was paying that money. But the stakes went out tough. But then quickly he redeemed himself with some other dishes that followed. So that made me think, are we getting fooled by production here, or is this actually happening? But if you watch the first 7 minutes, the sneak peek of next week's episode, you already see Fraser and Kerry talking about what are we going to do. Fraser now recommends to bring Chef Anthony from season 11 to replace.
But he went home on season 11 and couldn't handle himself. And that was the whole thing I was saying. Like, I think Chef Anthony was a brilliant chef. I think he is a brilliant chef. I just don't think he's cut out for what yachting means. It's not about how good of a chef you are. It's a different organization of how to do it. He's just not there. And oh my God, they can't bring him back. He was a nightmare.
I mean, we have to have a nightmare in the kitchen. We have to. But I mean, like, I did hear, and I think it was even teased in a preview, like an early preview. I could be mistaken, but I was telling Adam, I'm like, I could have sworn I saw a preview with 2 chefs. And I'm pretty sure I saw Anthony. I'm not sure, but Jen Tree says he couldn't even handle putting provisions away. It's like, yeah, you can't even put the groceries on the fucking shelf. Like, that's.
I mean, he was.
You got to know.
He's like, I don't know where anything goes and where anything is, and like.
Have you never been in a kitchen? Because your food looks like you have.
That's the
but
thing. I'm
it's
like, yes,
insane.
it's a new kitchen, but just breathe, take a second. It goes where you decide it goes. Wow, you have full control. Like, this is a dream thing. It's like between that and I don't know how to clean mirrors. Like, what are we doing, people?
It's insane. And I feel like so I feel like right now we're getting through the episode by going through the cast, which I really
Mhm.
like. And there's someone we haven't really touched on yet. So I want to move past our chef, our chef that I think will not be around
I don't either.
for like another episode. I
I
think
don't think
maybe
it's
one more
it.
episode. He's already telling Captain Kerry he wants to quit. He is
Mhm.
preparing him for I will get through this charter, which is better than what some chefs have done. So
Just walking
we'll
off.
see. But our last person I want to, bring up and pay attention to is our deckhand Jess, who I think is going to become or has become our lead deckhand.
She has.
She has. So
Mhm.
this girl has a ton of experience. She was a bosun on a big yacht. And I
Mhm.
think if something happens to
Mhm.
KO,
She'll step
if
up.
something happens to this guy, I think she might be the person to step up. But I like her confidence, and
I do too.
I love it, right? Isn't
I
it
love
like
her.
kind of it's endearing a little bit?
It is. First, like, by looks and not judging her look, but just her first, I was like, I
But
don't know
she's
how I feel about
hot.
her.
What? She's
She
hot.
is. But there was, like, this kind of energy in the first 10 seconds. I was like, kind of like a cat that sees you that's like, "I don't trust you." And once she started speaking and talking about her past and her passion and, like, "I wanna be an old lady on the ocean," I was like, "I love her." And I think she is here to work hard, but also she's just very endearing. She, like, genuinely loves the sea and wants to be a captain, and, like, I love that, and you can tell she's, like, knows her shit. Really like her.
I really like her. I think she's going to be like a key person this season for some reason. I'm just getting, that. Jeannie asks, why aren't there sous chefs? So it depends on the size of the boat and how many guests you can have on the boat. So no sous chef here, although, that kitchen is pretty small, but I don't think that's going to help Lawrence at all. I
Oh,
think that's
he could have a whole kitchen working for him. And I'm like, where did you work before this? Because, like, bless him, but Jesus.
oh, bless
Literally.
him. Bless him. Really, he's been blessed apparently. That's what he was telling
Yeah.
us, but not enough to like, put
He
his faith a little forward
came
and,
on disgruntled though. Like, even when they were, like, coming in, he was just like, "Well," like, you could tell he was already just like, I mean, he was like, "I don't know about this whole TV thing." Like, he was already skeptical coming into this.
but he was also like, yeah, you're right, but he was also, you know, really diving into his past and almost using it as an excuse, you know?
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah,
just it's
and
wild.
I don't love people like that. I have met people that try to lean on too much of like, well, I used to have these problems and I used to be like this. And even people that are like, well, I came from this kind of a home and this. And it's kind of like last season we had oh crap, Cat. The one that she had to go because she was just too emotional. And she talked about her foster past and this. And you go, oh my God, this poor girl, she's been through anything. And for 10 minutes you go, oh, I'm going to give her grace. But then at some point you go, okay, we're adults. We have to take some responsibility of our upbringing and past and fix our shit to move on. And you can't just go around the world being like, I'm broken. Like, it
Well,
doesn't
and
work like that.
that is why okay, so I'm gonna bring Barbara back up really quick because I this is why I like her and I like Marina from the last season of Below Deck Med.
Love
Or sorry,
Marina.
where am I? Below Deck Down Under.
Down under, yeah.
Um, they're like, listen, my family doesn't have a lot. I am here to support my mom. Or Marina, I want to build my mom and my grandmother a house, And I love this energy. It's like there are no excuses. They could have come from anywhere with any kind of past, with anything before. And then it doesn't matter because they're willing to do the work. They're willing
Mhm,
to learn. I
mhm.
think like I don't want to like sound horrible, but you and I are like that. We will make
Yeah.
it work. We'll make it
Yes.
happen. We know what we want and we go for it. And I think
Yeah.
that is such a key a key piece of your personality you need to go into this industry. It's
To be
it's really
successful,
fucking
to
hard.
you can't sit and dwell on, and I'm not gonna sit here and, like, I had a happy upbringing, but we don't have time for the shit and trauma I've been through, but, like, I'm fine because I want it's my control and my choice of what my future looks like, and I get to choose to be stronger and make it happy, and that's what I choose. Like, why would I sit and
I
be like, broken heart?
I
Like,
know. I wonder how Selene is feeling about that now too, because she's just choosing. She's just like doesn't. It's
she
so
doesn't
funny. She doesn't
care.
know where she is. I'm like, do you know you're on a boat?
She is going to let her emotions get the best of her, even though she's kind of happy and she's just like, ah, she's already taking Barbara's um direction as an attack and come here, which Barbara was just like, hey, come here. But she's like, why do you say that like that? And I was like, oh my God, calm down, bitch. Like,
but then she started going further. She made it a cultural thing too. She's like, is this what Brazilians do? And it's like,
I know.
no,
And
girl,
that's she's going to get in front of herself. Not that, I mean, her dumb wit is going to be the end of her before that is, but she's going to get in, she's already getting in front of herself where she has the opportunity to maybe be like, I don't know where I am, and get through this season, skipping along and maybe grow. But she's already just like, Barbara's someone who can help her.
the thing is though, I don't think Celine is going anywhere because I think that
she's too good. You know what? I love thinking about it from a producer standpoint. I'm like, if I was a producer, I would keep her till the end crawling.
Absolutely. You know, different shows have different production teams. One of our friends who we know, she is responsible for Below Deck Down Under getting started and for Med. And they keep a different way of doing things. But like this production team, I'm just like, I feel like, you know, we'll take Lawrence, we'll take Solange. They're going to be great. They'll be fine. You guys are going to be so good on this show. You have no idea.
They would
Put
never
them in
get hired.
and let them go.
Yeah, they would never be hired if you're going to an agency and you have a resume and they're looking. They just wouldn't be hired without someone vouching for them or vetting for them, and they have it. That's why, and that is where the producers are coming in, going, "Oh, like."
we love them for that. So Tess says, Tess, it's really good to see you again. Thanks for being in the live chat and being here with us, and everyone too, Annika, everyone who's been here, Christopher. You know, since like we've been doing Anchor Watch for 3.5 years, guys. Like it's insane. It's insane. Tess says, I don't mind people sharing their stories, but it's not a reason for you not to do your job either. If you're getting emotionally triggered on the job, it's not the place for you. And that's very true.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. 100%. Okay. So Gelsey, next week we have a lot of things happening. Already we have Fraser recommending Chef Anthony.
Can't believe that.
Kerry seems to be okay with it. So is it believable? Is it happening? I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's going to happen?
I mean, it would make for good TV. The only way I could see that happening is between last season and this season, Anthony went on a different yacht and got his shit together and really learned the yachting world. Because again, I wanted Anthony to win. He was a great chef, and it broke my heart when he was like, I was a loser then as a boy, and I'm a loser now. I was like, oh my God.
I was a loser when I was a boy, and I'm a loser now.
I really liked him, and I do think his work was amazing. I just don't think, again, he was right for yachting. But maybe he'll come back and blow us all away, and we'll be like, holy shit, you did the thing.
Mean, let's freaking hope so. You know, I don't think Kyle's going to redeem himself this season from last. But maybe this is Anthony's redemption arc.
Yeah, that'd be cool because he didn't go on a bad note as far as like, you know, last season, I think Jared went on a bad note. I think he's a tool. Don't get me started. But there's people that leave on these like, you need to go kind of things. And Anthony it wasn't that. It just was like, man, you're doing a shit job. It wasn't your personality or your work ethic. You know, he just struggled. Yeah. So it's something that he can work on and get better at.
For sure. Gelsey, I just want to let you know you're getting a lot of love in the chat. People say I missed you. So Josh and Gelsey are really good friends too, guys. Just FYI. But Josh, they say Gelsey is a great fit. Gelsey is a great co-host. Good job, Gelsey. Love Gelsey. Gelsey, thank you for being here. Like really. One thing I did want to say too is because Below Deck has become Game of Thrones and our main characters depart faster than the Starks. If anyone gets that reference, I don't know. No one is safe. If you can name 3 people who are not safe, and this goes for the live chat too, guys, if you guys want to play. Okay. So I'll just wait for it to catch up just a little bit. If you can name 3 people who will not make it through the season, I've heard 3.
I'm going to
say, I'm not sure.
I think Lawrence, Celine, and Kyle are my top 3.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I think Kyle is like, I think he crossed a line where he can't come back.
No, you get fired. That's an automatic termination. You do not fraternize with the guests.
And Fraser is out here doing his own like little publicity tour, like just telling everything. fucking love it. Gives me something to write about on the website. Yeah, I think that's going to be Kyle. I think Lawrence is gone. I think he's gone ASAP. I don't think we're even going to wait for that. I think they're going to change it now. And then Jen Tree says Chef, Kyle, Bosun, and that is
Bosun, I
my
forgot
other
about
one.
Bosun. How can I forget?
Kyle is, I think that he's starting off like Vahan did in Below Deck Down Under, where you're
cocky.
like, ooh, your energy's great.
No,
You're going to be
cocky.
amazing.
You brought up his photo and I said, I don't like something about him's turning me off. He's cocky. I don't like it.
First impressions.
Yeah,
First impressions.
I think Jen Tree there is right, because I think Celine is just too good of TV that they're going to keep her on. I think that's the 3. Yep.
I think we're seeing a lot of that Celine too. But like I said, I think she's good TV. I don't think we're seeing the sponge like absorb at the moment, but I think we could.
Maybe she'll have a big turnaround. That'd be cool. She will grow and learn, and I was not the same person.
She will grow. I will use the vinegar and not the Lysol.
Wow. Yeah.
I know what vinegar and baking soda are now. I'm so excited. I can make a bed. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I think they're Becklington, you're always on to. I think there is going to be a big crew turnover, but I think, Kerry, his new way of leadership, it's like, he's always been confident, right? Because he did, Below Deck Adventure. We saw him come in and he was a very confident captain. And then he came into Below Deck, but he had big shoes to fill coming in to replace Captain Lee, for sure, because the fans are crazy about Captain Lee. So are we all. But how long do you expect this guy not to retire? Like, let him live his life, Yeah. But I think he has a new energy coming into this season where it's like, this is my boat. And Fraser, the same thing. This is my crew. We are responsible. We are going to drive the show. We are going to make shit happen. And that is it. I think it's going to be a really, really great season. Do you think you have any hopes for the season at all?
I do too. I mean, I think we're going to get some really good drama. I think we're going to get some fun, drunk nights that will give us a lot to talk about. But I do think there will be some growth. And I do agree. I really do think Fraser and Kerry are coming in with a bigger confidence and even Fraser said, he's like, this boat's my home. Like that's what it is for them. It's home, and they have a lot of pride with it. And so I think that's going to really show with their leadership. I do really quick want to say, I see in the comments, and I did write this down actually myself, and I totally forgot that when Celine was, it's Tesker there wrote it, and I have it in my notes. When Celine said, I don't understand the baby people, I like spat my drink out, because she's talking about the kids. She called the kids baby people. And I thought just like the translation of French to English was the funniest thing I've ever heard. So thank you for reminding me.
You know what? What's so funny is because I'm someone who really wanted kids and a family, right? And as I'm getting a little older, I'm like, because Adam never really wanted kids, right? Now he's kind of like changing, and then I'm changing. We're like walking the beach in the morning. I'm like, why are they always in the way? Why are they there? He's like, they're kids.
Oh my God, that's me.
And I do love kids. I do love kids.
I do too.
I know.
I'm like,
Gelsey, you and I are good aunts and uncles. We really are.
I know, but I think I will be a mom one day. That's but I got a couple more years on my biological clock.
Yeah, there you go. You're good. You're good. Guys, I want to thank you guys for joining us again for Anchor Watch. We are back. We are back. So I'm so excited because, doing this on the podcast, it's fun because we can recap it. I usually do it under 20 minutes. But if you haven't checked out upandadamlive.com, go check it out. Every Monday night, right after the show, we have a recap that goes up on the website. And then starting next Monday on upandadamlive.com, we have our live chat that is going to be our watch party. Right there on upandadamlive.com. It's free. You have to be a member. It's a free member. You just sign in. You can use Google or whatever. Just sign in. Come and chat with us. It's completely free. I think it's gonna be so fun to get people's like first reactions from the show as we're watching it all together.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And then Gelsey and I will be here every Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, to recap Below Deck. If you guys haven't already, subscribe, push the notification bell so you don't miss anything. If you're listening on the podcast, I'm getting tired. I can't even talk. If you're listening on the podcast, thanks for listening. I do want to just say, like, it's so nice to have everybody in the chat again, and happy Pride, everybody who's celebrating. Thank you, Cindy. We appreciate it. And yes, Janice, we are back. I can't wait. Check out upandadamlive.com. Check out Gelsey, by the way. She is in the link. She's linked in the description. So if you want to go watch Gelsey be the most amazing performer you've ever seen, that's how we met. Go check her out. Check out her YouTube channel. It's actually amazing. So guys, Gelsey, any last words before we depart tonight?
Oh, I'm just so ready to dive all in and get wet this season and be here every Tuesday with my glass of champagne, because I already feel like if they're starting us off this way, like shit's gonna be great.
Shit's gonna hit the fan for sure. Like
So
this is gonna be, it's gonna be insane. I can't wait to see who walks the plank. Gelsey, great job. First time on Anchor Watch.
Thank you.
I was a little nervous because I haven't been here in so long, but you guys, I appreciate the support. Come back next week. Join us. If you haven't, hit the like button. Hit the like button. It helps us out so much. And we will see you guys all next week. Have a great week. Good night, everyone.
Good night.